Hi everybody, this is Tawfiq bringing you chapters 20 and 21 of my 4 Kings 100% Growth LTC. Chapter 20 is the finale of Lionel's Route and the mid-game of 4 Kings, and it's a bit of a wet blanket. It's a siege map, but it turns out with our shiny new smite stick we can get a very quick clear, saving multiple turns over the old clear. We're so fast that we can't even try to get any side objectives. Jeremy caps out his luck since he needs to do some dodging, and Lionel caps out his luck so that he can have more avoid than Jeremy, to funnel enemies into him for EXP. Jeremy takes the speed wings we stole in chapter 17 to hit a doubling benchmark on the heroes near the throne with a Fleuret boost, and takes the Swift Souls. Yes, the old run gave the Swift Souls to the wrong unit entirely. Jeremy takes the Shieldlance to improve his effective durability. The entire left-hand squad are completely irrelevant and they just need to not die for a turn. The units on the right are irrelevant too, though we put Regis and Alicia there so they can finish setting up a one-use barrier with Gideon, our new joiner. Gideon's a druid with sea staves and his only contributions to the run are a couple of barrier uses. His PRF is Nocturne, a brave dark magic tome, and he also brings us Eclipse, which in this hack is a dark siege tome with good might, but neither of them are actually ever used. Our mounts will go in the center. To get the fastest clear of this map, we need to give Jeremy the Swift Souls, smite him 4 times on turn 1, give him Lionel with a take support give, and have him move as far as he can. This lets him rewarp into the throne room and move and drop Lionel in a very specific spot. Lionel will equip the Saber in order to manipulate the AI the way we want. Jeremy and Lionel's positioning on enemy face is very specific to stay out of the range of a Berserk Druid while still leaving Lionel in range of the throne on the next turn. Use Sarah's C support with Jeremy to execute the take support give. Alternatively, we could also have used Zoe's C support with Vid, but this way Zoe gets to use barrier on turn 1. We barrier Sarah to help her tank ahead, and also because while barriering her, we can trade the Bowbreaker to the top of Marcy's inventory, since the archer near her exactly one-shots her. Jeremy sets up Lionel with the Fleuret to boost him, and has the Shieldlance for himself. Lionel equipped the Saber so that Daltrey, the boss, would go for Jeremy. Daltrey has a brave weapon with extremely high hit, so the Shield Lance directly reduces the amount of damage Jeremy takes. He needs to counter-crit the boss since there's no way to double him. Because of the damage and Lionel's Saber, the next 2 heroes who have 1 range also go for Jeremy, and we want him to get hit by both of them to go down to 1 HP. With the Fleuret boost, he doubles and 1-rounds them in return. As Jeremy dropped to 1 HP, the 2 remaining heroes who have 1 to 2 range attack him instead of Lionel, who can't counter. He of course needs to dodge, but he does double and 1-round them in return, again thanks to the Fleuret. This map is very good for Jeremy, EXP wise. The 2 NPCs would give us a silver card and an angelic robe if we got Gideon to talk to them, but that's obviously not gonna happen. The chest in the top left has the S rank sword, but we neither need it nor can get to it in time. With the kill on that general, Jeremy hits level 10 and 20 magic, his benchmark for chapter 22. We still train him up a bit for chapter 26. We finished setting up another one-use barrier here. There isn't even an S rank staff in this hack, so it's completely useless. Lionel seizes, and that is chapter 20 in 2 turns. Lionel finally gets to promote after having capped most of his stats, and his promote gains are so high he basically recaps all of his stats except speed, and gains a crit plus 30 bonus to boot. Since he's lighter than Walter, he will perform the lordly duties that we need in the late game. He gets a new PRF, Cardatus, a high crit sword which grants Pass. Pass is more niche than Smite, but we'll still make use of it in some strategies. This is a cutscene that basically exists for Ava to promote. Ava promotes to a 7-move class that can also use staves, and gets a new PRF, Mina's Staff. It has 5 uses, and is Nina's Grace from FE7 in the form of a staff. We use it a few times to improve bulk on units who need to punch above their weight. On to chapter 21. Chapter 21 is the last escape map, and once again, it's a doozy. We start at the bottom of the map and need to make it all the way to the top with a lot of terrain and strong enemies in the way. We also need to visit a village on the right to get the est of this game. We will save turns over the old run and match the turn count of the extra video I uploaded, with some changes since we gave Swift Souls to Jeremy rather than Lacritus. We have 2 new units to go over, Nicole the Queen, that is, a Valkyrie, and Luceil the Falconite. Nicole comes with very shaky bases, but she's going to be very important moving forward because her PRF is the Rescue Staff with 5 uses. We will hard focus her EXP intake to the extent that she is the one unit who will actually hit level 20 as a promoted unit. I end up giving her the second body ring so that she doesn't get weighed down by aura, and a bunch of goddess icons to improve her avoid, but I should have done that here instead of waiting. We prepared a one-use physic to optimize her EXP. It isn't strictly needed for the optimal turn count. Luceil on the other hand is just flyer utility, but she does have really good HP and will be deployed on quite a few maps in the late game. Her supports with her daughters will be used as well. We prepared 2 2-use javelins for this map, and we will also bring out most of our PRF, trade, and rescue tricks for what I would argue is the best clear in the run since the chapter 26 clear has been simplified a fair bit. We start by smiting Locke with Sean, who needs to get over to the left side. Since Locke does not have the Swift Souls, he needs to be smited a total of 3 times within the first 2 turns to make it to the village on turn 2. Sean canters into that position so that after being danced, Zack can smite him. Marcy has a free action to pick off that archer. Walter dumps the Belua in the supply and acts as a budget mount with a hunting bow to rescue drop Dorian forward with Jeremy, who also steals the bow for himself and equips the fleuret to boost Nicole. The reason Sean was smited was to put him in rescue range of Nicole. She starts with a paltry 6 range. Eva boosts Nicole's defense so she can tank the attack that goes for her on enemy phase. Dumping the Belua in the supply lets us teleport it over to the right, where Patty can use it to smite Locke. Chase takes it when he power staffs off of her, which also gives him the last bit of EXP he needs to reach 24 magic or 12 staff range. Locke and Sean use the 2-use javelins to pick off 2 enemies while keeping their bowbreaker and hurlbat equipped for the upcoming enemy phase. Chase's capped magic lets him silence the Berserk Druid. Lionel puts himself there so Chase can reach the supply next turn. And Luceil will burn some RNs before picking up Zac. Chase has Spark equipped because at the end of enemy phase, a Falconite he does not double will attack him, and he needs to crit kill it. Sean has the Hurlbat and Rune Sword, so he can one round all the nearby enemies without worrying about accuracy or durability. Nicole's base bulk is so garbage that Silverland's Wyvern Lord would have one-shot her without the meanest staff boost. Chase gives Locritus the last smite he needs to get to the village, and Kanto's next to Lionel so he can dump the Silence, Rewarp, and Belua in the convoy. Lionel then smites Zoe forward after handing her the Rewarp and the Silence. Marcy kills the Purge Bishop, who is in the way and would also otherwise threaten our squishies. Locritus recruits the Est of this game, Emily. She comes at level 3 with a Nightcrest and her PRF Aged Spear, which gives Wary Fighter. We will actually put that skill to use in a couple of places to avoid being doubled. We needed to crit kill the Falconite since it had a Brave Lance and would maul Emily otherwise. Ava needs a crit to kill that Ruby Knight and uses the longbow so she can get to that position. Luceil knocks Lionel over a square so that Jeremy can pick him up and run forward. Nicole's free action goes to getting some EXP with Physic. She then equips the Cardatus and picks up Dorian and moves forward. With the smite, Zoe is perfectly in position to hand off Walter to Sean, take the Fleurette from Jeremy, and refresh her action by using the last use of Herman on Silence. We repair Silence so Nicole can use it later to get a little bit of extra EXP. Zoe's second action is used to drop Dorian onto a safe square. Sean equips Fleurette to boost Walter and Zoe and gives Walter the Hurlbat just to give him non-trash accuracy with the hand axe. Importantly, Shan does need to get hit on this enemy phase for a certain EXP optimization. Harry picked up Chase and managed to run away out of the range of the nearby units. Myrmidon Emily killed last turn and the Cavalier who just attacked her, both are level 1, which is why they didn't just annihilate her. It's a shame Walter doesn't one-round that armor even with the Floret boost. Thankfully he can Water Walk and pick him off on the next turn. Killing the Armor Knight opens up the square for Nicole, who currently has Pass, to kill the Nomad Trooper and get her first level up. She gets another action to assassinate the Emerald Knight, and thanks to her low HP, the nearby Shaman will suicide into her on enemy phase. Once again, since he lacks the Swift Souls, Locritus needs to be smited an extra time to make it to the escape point in time, and Luceil will be happy to handle that. Zack and Chase are dropped this turn so that they can help clear out the two heroes that will pose a threat to our flyers next turn. Jeremy takes Lionel to rewarp north and deal with the enemies near the escape point. We need to drop Lionel there to bait the Swordmaster over, but we don't want him to crit kill either the warrior or the Swordmaster in order to feed them to Nicole later. The Rune Sword let Zack just barely survive that mage. Since Dorian's dance is free this turn, Nicole gets to take 3 actions. This physic use is the reason we wanted Shan to be damaged. Ava can just barely scamper next to Luceil to get picked up. Sadly, we can't get the Bowbreaker to Nicole for her enemy face combat with the warrior, but because Locritus actually wants it, since the Nomad Trooper is going to attack him. Patty will take the 8th Spear to avoid being doubled by the Fimbulweather Mage, who goes for her instead of dogpiling on Locke since she can't counter. Jeremy gets some EXP with Fortify. Nicole gets one-shot by the warrior, so it doesn't actually help her at all. The warrior is at level 20, so even though he isn't strictly a boss, Nicole, who does have a class EXP bonus similar to Jeremy, will gain a level up off of him. On turn 5, all of our units get out of there. That is chapter 21 in 5 turns. I will see you next time.